Look at this right here. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
Look at that.
Bam.
Man, what do you think? You like them?
I'm speechless right now.
But I'm here today to present a proclamation on behalf of the 296,000 residents of this proud county and honoring the accomplishments and the homecoming of Mr. Ricky Waters. We, the Dauphin County Board of Commissioners, join the city of Harrisburg in welcoming home one of its most accomplished and beloved athletes, Ricky Waters. Whereas Ricky Waters was born and raised in Harrisburg, where he attended Bishop McDevitt High School, earning All-American honors before going on to star at the University of Notre Dame, where he helped the Fighting Irish capture the 1988 national title. Where he went on to join and play in the NFL for 10 seasons, being drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, earning 5 Pro Bowl selections, and winning a Super Bowl. Ricky leaves a legacy as one of the game's most versatile and dynamic running backs, inspiring youth and athletes of all ages.
Wow.
Whereas since retiring from the NFL, Ricky has dedicated his time to other interests, including the music and entertainment industry, motivational speaking, writing, and returning to the University of Notre Dame to complete the necessary credits for his graphic design degree.
Make some noise, bro.
Wow.
Ricky's story represents perseverance, purpose, and excellence on every level. He remains humble and takes pride in his roots. And we are grateful for this opportunity to both honor and celebrate him. Therefore, we join with the 293,000 residents of Dauphin County in sharing stories, building community, and celebrating his hometown hero. And we do hereby proudly proclaim tomorrow, July 16th, as Ricky Waters Day in Dauphin County.
Welcome back to the Athletic Aesthetic Podcast. My name is Vinnie. Today's episode, I want to tell you a story about how I took a post from November 30th, 2020 and turned that into hand-delivering a pair of custom shoes to legend Ricky Waters. A crazy story. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. So we're just going to start. November 30th, 2020. I was sitting here in my basement at a very, transitional phase for my company. I had just moved back from Charlotte, North Carolina, where I had just spent the last 4 years of my life really growing as an artist. I was doing events. I did my very first art show at a brewery, which shout out to Salud Cerveceria. They hosted me for the NBA All-Star Art Showcase. I did 5 paintings for the NBA All-Star game that was coming into town to Charlotte. I thought it'd be really cool to have a party, have all my friends come, and it was a blast. It was so much fun. It was a great experience. And so, all that happened in Charlotte. I was really starting to figure out who VC2 was in that city. And COVID happens. Moved back home. And so I have this reset, the basement that I'm sitting in right now. I'll show you a picture of what it looked like when I bought the house, moved into here. When COVID happened and kind of shook up our life as it did for everybody. We moved back from Charlotte because we had a newborn baby. She was, I think, 8 months at the time. Well, wait, she was born in July. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Like March, like 8 months. We moved back here. I had no idea what I was doing with my life, with my art. What kind of art am I making? Am I going back to uniform design? Am I going to be doing custom shoes, canvas paintings? What am I doing? So I remember sitting here and I kind of dove into a little bit of all of them. I'd do some custom shoes for some clients. I'd do some canvas paintings for some clients. A lot of it commission stuff, So I'm making money. A lot of people are getting these, these checks from the government during COVID and they're looking to spend them. So I'm like, get some custom shoes. And so I built a little bit of a little bit of money doing that during COVID. And I was like, okay, let's turn this into something. But I knew that stuff didn't get engagement on social media the same way as the concept uniforms, the graphic design stuff that I was doing, because that was originally how I built my audience before the page was VC2. When I rebranded it to VC2 Art, it was called Uni Edits. And this was like 2013, 2012 when I launched that page. like early Instagram days where I was like the only person that I knew of on Instagram doing concept designs, like uniform designs, taking a Steelers uniform, making it a yellow jersey instead of a black. Like I was doing that a long time ago because I was really heavily inspired by some of the uniform blogs on Twitter. And so, I felt like I was kind of a pioneer in a space in a super niche. I think one of my biggest mistakes as a creative and as an artist in my career was getting away from that when I did, because I didn't think there was a way to monetize it. I remember people telling me like, man, you got something here with this. All the things that I was doing, like custom shoes, canvas paintings. I remember people telling me like that you're onto something. This is special. And me being like, small-minded and thinking, there's no way to like really turn this into a business, right? Like, how do you scale art? How do you scale yourself as like, how do you do that? And so I never really saw that that was actually the gateway to get into the rooms. It wasn't about the art, but the fact that I could do it could put me places that money couldn't buy. And so, why I'm saying that is in that time, I still started doing these uniform designs to post on Instagram because when I do them, they get great engagement, which would then hopefully sell more shoes and sell more paintings. But at the time, it was like, why are you wasting your time on that? You don't make money off that. Those are the thoughts that are in my head. And so I kept doing them. I did a series called Monday Night Mini Edits, and I would basically just take a uniform, make a small tweak to it, post it, and be like, better, worse, what do you think? November 30th, 2020, I put out a post of Ricky Watters wearing a green alternate jersey for the Seattle Seahawks in their 90s gear, which they just brought back their throwback last season. And I thought, hey, as you can see on here on the screen, what would it look like if the Seahawks had a green alternate back in the 90s? So I mock it up, put it up, gets 426 likes, which pretty good for my account. I'm pumped about it. Did its job. It took me 10 minutes to do the swap. Posted it, ton of engagement. Great. Probably sold a bunch of shoes from it or paintings. Don't think anything of it. Move on, and I keep growing VC2. And last year, I think, last year I'm sitting in my office and I get a DM and it's like from Ricky Watters, January 20th, 2025. It says, hi, could you make me a collaborator on some of your amazing content that feature you doing a custom Ricky Watters shoe? Would love to showcase on my page. Would certainly give thanks on the post and also recognize in the story. I respond 3 days later, because I'm really good at my DMs at the time. I said, I'd love to do a painting of you that we could, because at the time I wasn't really doing that many shoes. So I'd love to do a painting of you that we could post some content of together and maybe auction it off for charity or gift it to you. And he said that would be amazing. And from there, took that and we morphed it into, we decided he was going to ship me some shoes. I was going to paint on the shoes and turn them into something that we could just collaborate with on Instagram. And so I thought it was just this crazy, I did a design 4 years ago. The guy that's in the picture that I grew up watching and, idolizing, it's like, okay, now he's DMing me, asking me to make some cool stuff for him. So fast forward a little bit here in the story, a few months go by, Ricky sends me the shoes. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with them. I don't really even know if this is like something high on his list of things. Like, it's just kind of like hey, let's see what happens here. I follow up with his agent a few times because, shout out Justin Brown. He really like pulled a lot of this together. But he sent me an invite and he was like, hey, come out to this event that we're doing. We're going to actually have a party where we host Ricky Watters in his hometown. And it'd be cool if you're there. So I hit him up and I'm like, okay, well, what if I did the shoes and hand deliver them to him there? He was like, great, let's do that. And so I guess maybe is this like an anticlimactic story? Like, it doesn't feel anticlimactic. It just feels like, it feels like sometimes the story is anticlimactic. to me. But other people think it's the Super Bowl because they see it on Instagram. But it wasn't, or maybe not the Super Bowl. Maybe it's a bad analogy. Maybe the analogy is that they think it's like I hit the lottery. But what they don't realize is I did a design in 2020 when I didn't even know what my business or my brand was. I just leaned on a hunch that I should do something creatively. And I do it. There's this famous Jim Carrey speech at a commencement. I love watching Jim Carrey speeches at commencements. Like at graduations, first of all, I love Jim Carrey. He's my favorite actor of all time. He talks about it's either fear or love, and you have to choose it in every decision. Fear or love. Those are your two choices. And he says that a lot of people make decisions that are truly based in fear disguised as practicality. And as a creative, the reason that I've been a creative for 15 years now is because I haven't chose practicality, fear. I've chose love. And if you've ever been in love, you know one thing's for sure. It's messy. It doesn't make sense. You're not in control of it sometimes. It's bigger than you. And it's not even about you. My art has been something that I've loved to do. I've never got into it for the money, or for the moments, or for the people that I get to meet or work with. I got into art because I couldn't live without it. Killed me. Those times in my life where I stopped designing or stopped painting, or it was more of a hobby than a full-time focus. I just felt incomplete. Felt like not myself. And I fall into depressions when that happens. And so the point of me sharing this at the end of this episode, of us taking a trip to Harrisburg to deliver these shoes and celebrate Ricky Waters Day, and honestly, like meeting people that are in the, PA house, like, dude, I don't even know politics. I met people that are like the first in their position ever, like first woman speaker of the house. I literally, okay, this sounds so disrespectful because she's way more important than me, but I did know who she was. And I think I just said, like, I was like, she had this like Kelly Green Eagles jacket on. I was like, that's a dope jacket. And I think I complimented her jacket. And I ended up in like a picture with her, and she tagged me on social media. And I found out later, I was like, oh my God, like that was a big, like I just like went up to this lady and was like, I love your dope jacket, Kelly Green. You like the Eagles throwback? Meanwhile, this lady's like the most important person at the event. So like, all I'm saying is, I think the audience I'm building here on the podcast, you're either one of maybe two or three things. You're an athlete, you're an artist or a creative in some realm, maybe you're both, or you're somebody who has a vision, you're a visionary. You see something, but which, that means I hate to break it to you, I don't know if this is me like really like revealing this to you, but that means you're a creative. If you have a vision for something, a business, a lifestyle, whatever it may be, you are a creative because you're creating a future that others can't see because God gifted you that vision. And it's up to you to choose love or fear and step into it, or dress it up as practicality and let that dream die inside of you. Because it's not a dream. You don't create your dreams. They're given to you. They're blessings. Write them down. The point of this podcast isn't to celebrate a cool moment that I got to share with a childhood hero. that I looked up to. The point of this podcast is to challenge you to get off your ass and actually do the thing that you know you're supposed to be doing. Be truthful with yourself. You've built this comfortable life that you don't think could be taken away from you, because you've had things taken away from you. And so you're afraid. And I get it. I'm afraid too. This could not work. You could publicly watch me fail. There could be a day where I get on this podcast and I go, hey guys, we're not doing the podcast anymore because it's not working. Life could hit hard. Life's hit me hard. But I'd rather be scared doing what I love than scared doing something that I hate. Because I've done that. That doesn't feel good. So I'll end with that. What is the thing that keeps you up at night? What is the thing that you know you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing? Because you're afraid that it's going to affect somebody negatively. The version of you that's not pursuing all the things that you know you're supposed to be doing isn't able to show up for the people that need you the most. But in order to get there, you're the person that's going to have to jump. You're the person that's going to have to choose love. And when you do that, people are going to think you're crazy. Now, you got to have a plan in place to an extent. You can't just make the jump. You got to plot this shit out. Plan, strategize. What resources do I have? What pocket of my day do I have 15 minutes to devote to thinking about this? Get up earlier. Work out. Do you have your ideas come to you when you're in the car, on a treadmill, working out, cutting grass? Make the time so that you can think about it. Luckily for me, I had that time while I was doing shoes or paintings. Like, there's nothing to do. You can only listen to so many podcasts and songs before you start like losing your energy or your desire to listen to those things. So sometimes you just got to sit in your thoughts. And I know that's scary too. But I want to encourage you that there's nothing up here that you can't overcome. I've been in every dark room mentally. So whatever that room is you're staring at, whether it's addiction, man, addiction's a tough one. I know a lot of people that are affected by that. Myself included, man. There's been things that, and it's not just drugs and alcohol, man. There's so many things in your life that, you can idolize. Put it above your relationship with God. Put it above yourself. Put it above whatever, And it's hard to overcome that. But you can. In uncertainty, lean into love, not fear. And just watch what happens. With that said, I'll throw it to the end of this episode here. And before I do, I just want to remind you guys, being here, doing this with you is a journey that I don't want to do alone. It makes no sense to do it alone. The only way to do this is with you. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're watching or listening to this, please do so. Leave a review on the audio platforms. I don't really have a ton of audio following because this is a very visual heavy show. A lot of people watch this on YouTube, but you can actually watch it on Spotify too. I have the video feature on there. So if you actually prefer, using Spotify in your car or whatever, you can subscribe to the Athletic Aesthetic podcast on Spotify and watch it. Engage on social media at Athletic Aesthetic Pod. Follow at VC2 Art, my personal page, Vincent Candelore. I can't wait to see what we're able to do together through this platform. And we can't do it without you, like I said. So please share, follow, subscribe, leave us a comment. Please leave us a comment. Please leave us a comment. I love reading your comments. It brings me joy when I get a notification on YouTube that someone left a comment on a podcast that I did. I don't even care if you tell me I suck. Helpful. I got feedback from my grandmother-in-law, my wife's grandma. I sent her the link to the last episode I did. because she likes to watch my podcast, and I like that my family watches my podcast too. So I have 2 of my viewers every episode are at least my grandma and my wife's grandma. Shout out to them if they're still watching. She gave me 2 things of feedback. She said, "You say like and a lot." So I tried to do that less on this episode. I don't know if I did, but I'll watch it back and probably hate it and hear every time I say it. See? Working on it, Graham. The other feedback she gave me was that I didn't give God credit enough. And when your grandma tells you that you don't give God credit enough, you give God credit. So this episode, fear and love, the truest form of love that I've ever felt in my life is the love that God provides. And so if you're watching this, talk to him. Say a prayer. He's listening. And he loves you. This is Athletic Aesthetic. And we love you. Check out this moment I had with Ricky Waters. It was dope.
This one's a...
Man, are you kidding me? I've been waiting for this right here.
So these ones are a little bit of like a nod to the past, the career, different stops along the way.
That's what's up. Wow.
I'll let you take them out.
Yo.
Wow. 49ers.
The other side.
We got Philly on the inside.
Philly on the inside.
Pretty fire.
Man, you talking about fire. This is like, look at this right here. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
Look at that.
Bam.
Man, what do you think? You like them?
I'm speechless right now. Yo, I'm speechless right now. Look at that, yo.
Look, bro.
You kidding me, dog? Look at that.
That's crazy.
That shit's crazy. And then look at that one. Oh man, I don't even know which image I like better. That is wow.
I got one more pair.
This man right here, this man.
Thanks, bro.
Here's the artist right here. That is sick.
All right, I got one more pair for you.
Oh, he got another pair for me. It's so
All right, so like I said, this pair right here is a nod to the past. This one here is a nod to the future. If there's anybody that deserves one of these gold jackets, it's you. So I want you to have the shoes ready for when that time comes.
Thank you.
Got all the stops along the way.
Wow.
Canton logo on it. And I don't know if it's like a Harlan Hill trophy here, like you don't want to touch it till it's reality, but like...
Yo, it's so awesome.
So
Those are sick. Man, the Hall of Fame.
That's fire.
Dope. I knew he was gonna do it, man. I didn't know what it was gonna look like.
Look at that.
When you saw it, I saw it.
So when you see him on stage
Wow.
in Canton someday, and he's putting
Wearing
on the gold
these.
jacket and he's wearing these, you know where he got them from.
All right, y'all heard it here first.
Damn.
But it's only a matter of time, bro, because
Oh,
your
those are
story,
awesome.
not only like what you did on the field, but what you've accomplished off the field, the things you've overcome, the man you are for your family, the way you show up for your community, things like that, that has inspired me as a dad myself and somebody who's trying to break generational things in my own life, using my gift to do so. So like, I think that you've done that. You've used your gift to break into rooms that maybe didn't welcome you into them, and I see that in your story. And so I hope that this,
Man,
is a
they
little bit
are
of a...
incredible. Both of them. I don't even know which ones are nicer. They're just, it's just sickness.
They're for you, bro. Like,
So good.
whatever you want to do with them.
I
they're yours.
appreciate you, bro.
Of course, man.
I appreciate you big time.
Great to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Bust.
Same here. Wow.